We're someplace new! We could tell before we even came in because we felt all your energy and heard your beautiful names, and we knew we were someplace we hadn't been before, but we sort of had been here because we were here yesterday, but that doesn't count because this is a whole different thing. So hello, everyone! Thank you for inviting us into your space, into your energy. Ooh, what are we going to do today? What sounds juicy and fun, huh? You guys have questions, right? Of course. Well, let's just talk for a quick sec before you start your questions. Usually we're the one that makes Veronica thirsty. This time she made us thirsty by talking with you guys for a while beforehand. All right, who are we? Why are we here? What do we want to do? We want to help you. We want to assist you. We want to read your energetics and see all the places and things that confuse you. We want to answer those questions that make you go, I can't do it. That's where we want to be with you. So that place, not the place that wonders about something far away. That's not really what we like to do. We like to bring it right down here into this precious place we like to call your lap. Right in your center. What is in your center that confuses you? Or, more frequently, what is going in your head that's confusing you, right? We call this the hamster wheel mind. I've thought it 1,000 times and it has never changed, but I'll think it again because I have no other option. Option! Right? Yes. Okay, up to the microphone or pass it around or do whatever you decide to do. We want the question right now.
I told you. I hope you guys have some questions.
Who's first? There we go. Is it on? Mary will check. We don't have to ask. Mary's in charge.
Is it on?
Just make sure you talk into it or it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good? I'm not even sure what my question is. There is struggle that feels energetically, physically.
Mm-hmm.
I have amazing experiences in practice. I practice Tantra, ecstatic breath, sitting with group, with other. There aren't even words for the experience. I feel cracked open by the divine.
Mm-hmm.
And integrating that into my life has been challenging. Feels like there's extremes. I can show up in those settings, be fully energetic, be fully in my heart, and then wake up in the morning and have a headache and feel drained, feel depressed, and I'm tired of it.
Okay. We have to make a quick disclaimer. No fretting, right? No fretting. We are on
No fretting.
We are in your energy.
I know, I'm a fretter.
Yeah.
I'm a fretter.
Yes.
I'm a worrier.
Yes.
I know that.
Yes. Hold that thought.
Okay.
We are not doctors. We don't diagnose. We don't offer medical advice. We don't give you financial, psychiatric, legal counsel. This is energetic analysis. That we're good at, but we have no degrees or letters after our names. That said, we would like to put our hands on you if you are open to it, and we have a nice chair here you can pull up.
Yes.
Because you have something in your left shoulder that needs out.
Okay.
Veronica was just saying yesterday, it's been so long since Elohim did hands-on healing. Yeah, well, that's a classic Mary line. You all don't know Mary, but that's actually extremely funny, since we've spent several years helping Mary not think. So, may we have permission to touch you? Yes, of course we can. We're going to put this beautiful hair of yours back. As soon as we looked at you, and it's funny, we all say, "What's your question?" That's just a scam. We don't really need the questions.
I know.
We're just pretending. That's to make you more comfortable, most of the time at least. Not all the time, but most of the time. Right here. Hello. What's going on right here with you? Do you have pain there? Good, because we don't want to hurt you. Now, sometimes we don't know how hard we're pushing. That's one thing, because we're not really used to the body 100%. So don't let us hurt you. But you've got an energetic blockage right here. Ooh, can't you feel that? Yeah, what's going on with you?
Well, I had breast cancer, and I had this breast removed, and it definitely affected this whole left
Yeah,
side of my
okay.
body.
Well, let's fix that a little bit for you, okay? So your job is to relax. So if we let go of that arm, your arm falls, right? You've done this before, right? Have we played this game with you before?
No, but
Okay,
it's
ready? We're going to do it one more time, so you get to prepare for dropping arm. Yay, good job. So that's what we like from you. Better. See how much nicer that feels? Yeah, see? See? So it's all better through here already. So we've got just a little right here. Okay, that's better there too. Yeah. So you had breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
You know why women most of the time get breast cancer is because they don't feel like the truth of them is loved.
Right.
Yeah. There's lots of women in the room, and if you're not a woman, you're a man with a woman in your life, right? Even if she's just the grocery store lady, right? So you get breast cancer because you don't feel like the truth of you is loved. Now, let's all breathe together, ladies. So we are not going to make an equal sign between the idea that I don't feel the truth of me is loved and I'm going to get breast cancer. No, 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 no. Right? Be careful about that. What you do is, there's consciousness. Consciousness is happening. I'm not exactly sure the truth of me is loved. Here it comes, the kicker, by me.
Right.
Damn it. I always thought I could blame it on a man or a woman, depending on how I like. I thought I could blame it on somebody else. So here it comes, right?
Right.
You come
it's
here.
Down to me.
It's down to you. And you come here today and you say, I'm cracked open by the divine. And what we'd love to hear you say is, I'm cracked open by me. I'm cracked open by me. Yes. Yes. I'm cracked open by me. The divine doesn't have nothing on me loving me. That divine don't have nothing on me loving me.
Oh.
Look what we do with your arm. We're rocking you like a baby, aren't we?
Yeah.
You feel that? Rock, rock, rock. The divine don't have nothing on me. The divine, as awesome as it is, doesn't have body. And if you're doing tantra and all that stuff, you know all about the joys of the body. Right?
I do.
So why do you not? Why? Watch out. So there you go. This is your job. You have only one job. There you go. Perfect. Receive that. Receive us holding you. You see, we're holding you. You don't have to hold that up anymore. That's not your job. Yep. Very good. So the body says, I have taken all the blame. You awesome light workers have been trying to get away from me, dump me, forget me, blame me, hate me, be mad at me because I don't like wheat, don't want to eat meat, can't have cheese. You know, you're mad at me all the time for all these reasons. And I have this survival instinct. And that survival instinct says, my job is to stay alive. I have one job. The body has one job. Stay alive so that you can have the opportunity of spiritual growth in a free will zone. It's your only responsibility, body. One job. And the body says, I'm doing my best. And don't eat wheat. It's not good for you. Don't be mad at me because you shouldn't eat wheat. I'm just keeping you alive. So it does good things. Yeah, the heart beats, right? And it does all kinds of lovely things when you open up to it. Relax that. You know, we're just distracting you with the arm because really we're wanting to get here. Yeah, okay. We don't want you to forget. And one of the things the survival instinct says as well is, don't get big. Don't try hard. Don't do anything other than what you've done up to this point because that's kept you alive. So you think, I'm going to stand up in this crowd and speak my truth and I'm going to be scared shitless. Yeah, apparently. I'm going to be scared shitless when I do. Yeah. Right? I'm going to be scared when I speak my truth. So then what happens? You can't speak your truth. Then you can't love your truth. And you can't relax into loving you. And you go and find a way for a man or a woman or a cat or a dog or the divine to love you, to replace the fact that you're so afraid to speak up your truth and love your truth. Now, this isn't something to be mad about. It's something just to be aware of. The survival instinct keeps me alive so I can be here, and it is in direct opposition to my desire to grow spiritually. This is just a fact we all can absorb. The desire to grow spiritually is in the exact opposition of the survival instinct. Go ahead.
Would you say it again?
Yeah. The desire to grow spiritually is an exact opposition of the survival instinct.
Wow.
So the part of you that's busy staying alive and the part of you that goes, I want to grow and change and be a better person and all those things that you discussed earlier, they're on opposite teams. And the only way to fix that we found is for you to evolve your relationship to the survival instinct. And the way you evolve your relationship to the survival instinct is by recognizing when it is talking and realizing you still are in charge. So for you...
It usually happens in the morning when I wake up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like something just comes in and I'm already kind of gone.
Yeah. 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 You know what's happening is during your dream state, you're detaching from the body somewhat during dream state. You all do this. Some of you do it more than others. You like to split. You're like, yeah, the body's great in Tantra, but the rest of the time, I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to, your Tantra practice is to fix this. This is one of the ways you're looking to fix it. There's just a little piece you were missing, and that's what we hope we're going to help you with.
Okay.
You come back into the body in the morning, you feel the density, you feel the duality, you feel the intensity, and you say, oh, shit, this again?
Right.
Right? Can I go dancing? Can I go breathe some? Can I go get the fuck out of this? Oh, shit, this again.
Right.
It's because your desire for opening and your survival instincts scream, and in your case, it is quite a scream, change will kill you, don't do it. The resulting conflict, we're going to set you down here or Veronica's arm's going to fall off. Okay. The resulting but you stay right here because we're still working on this shoulder. The resulting conflict is, I want to grow, and you can't stop wanting to grow. That's one thing we think is fascinating about humans. You're complete, yet you seek. The seeking thing is our favorite part of you guys. It's like you just keep going, and it's hard, and it sucks, and you still do it. It's so amazing to us. It's like our favorite thing. So I'm complete, yet I seek, and I'm reaching into the world to be a better person or to grow and change. Yet every single fucking time I do it, I feel like I'm gonna die. Someone's gonna kill me. They're not gonna like me. They're not gonna love me. They're gonna sue me. Every fucking time. How do I love this conflict? And when you can't love that, which is difficult, you end up right here. Right there. Which a little bit lower is your heart. Mm-hmm.
You can feel right there. You want to put your hand right there.
It's a study. You can feel your heart beating. Mm-hmm. So, to speak bluntly, you cut it off, right?
Yeah.
You cut out that conflict. Your body's representation of that conflict got cut off. So what do, right? All well and good to lay it out, but what do? This is what you do. You say in the morning when you wake up, of course this is happening. Of course this is happening.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of a deep and profound conflict. So I'm conflicted. Imagine that. Yeah. And you accept the confliction. Yeah. Accept the confliction. You say, of course this is happening. For you, that dropping the resistance to that reality will change your life.
It's a core piece.
Yes.
It's a really core piece.
Yes. And what happens is you resist the truth of it because you never knew what else to do with it.
Right.
Right? And so what we want to say to you, the other thing to do with it, the left side of the body is the feminine receiving side. You guys have probably heard this before, right? Left side feminine receiving, right side masculine going out. She's got the left side of her body tied up, breast removed, heart beating underneath scar tissue. We're going to let you receive acceptance, self-love of the conflict. So this is what you do. Here you go. Well, we can stand up a little bit because we're not tied to the chair this time. Here's what happens. I'm in conflict. I'm in conflict. Conflict. Right? Something like that. Veronica's dying right now, but that's okay.
I like it.
Right?
I like it. Yeah.
You jump out of bed. I'm in conflict. Yeah. Seriously, make it as ridiculous as you can.
I get it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Because it's the resistance to that truth that's...
And I even know that.
Look how good
that's
she looks now.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
So I even know that. Yeah. I know it's happening when it's happening.
So since you know it, I know this is happening. I'm in conflict with myself. My desire to grow spiritually is in conflict with my survival instinct. I'm happy I have both. I know they're in conflict. I can be in conflict without it meaning I'm a failure. I can be in conflict without it meaning I'm unlovable. I can be in conflict just to be in conflict. Because until you accept the fact that you're in conflict, especially in this case, right? It's so obvious, but all of you are going, When you can accept the fact that you're in conflict, when you can own it and literally own it, I am in conflict. Like, I'm wearing a purple shirt, I'm in conflict. It gives you power over the dynamic instead of victimized by the dynamic. And then when you do it, so you do your little dance. We're not going to do it again because Veronica's mortified.
That's okay.
So you do your little dance. Woohoo! I'm in conflict. I'm in conflict. You see where the left arm is here? I'm in conflict. Left arm's up in the air and receiving. I want you to be very conscious of what you're doing with your left arm in your life. And this applies to everyone, but especially, see? Yes. I'm in conflict, and I'm ready to receive insight about my conflict. I'm ready to receive ahas about my conflict. I'm ready to receive energy flowing through my body into my scar-covered heart about conflict. Because that scar-covered heart becomes a badge of honor and pride. And yeah, life hasn't been easy, but look at me. I have moved. Growth, right?
Yeah.
This is one of the ways growth looks. I am going to receive peace with my conflict. A conflicted state is very normal for you people.
Yeah.
The resistance to the conflicted state is what fucks you up.
Yes. Yes.
Allow yourself to be in acceptance. The other subject we do the same thing on is uncertainty. It's uncertain. Period. There's nothing more to say. You are uncertain. And so are you and 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 you. It's your natural state of being. You can't change it. You can change your relationship to it, and you make it something you're strong about rather than something that pulls away and gives you hassles and, feels like a dog pulling on your pants all the time. You're like, oh, puppy. Rather than, get away, get away, get away. Ain't going anyplace. This is not going anyplace. It's you. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Because it's being human, which is actually a beautiful thing, and most of the time you know that.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So that parts of you
That's
that...
why it's so crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't.
Yes, exactly.
But I do.
Exactly. So that part of you that knows that...
It's conflict.
Yeah. That part of you that knows that gets to win. But the part of you that hasn't known that has been too loud.
Yeah.
So that's the difference here. We like to say that bliss is kind of a high-pitched harmony. That kind of thing. Triggers is boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, headache.
Right so bliss is floating through, happily present, but all you can hear is the triggers. So we have to make the triggers have their appropriate place. We're putting triggers in their spot. That's what we're doing. Who asked what are we going to do today? We're going to put triggers in their spot. Right? Put those triggers in their spot. Yeah? Let's feel that in you. Yeah. Yep. Right there, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now who has a question? They either all have one or no one has one. You. Oh, come sit in the chair with us. This will be fun. Why not? We've never done this sit in the chair with us method.
That one just knocked me off because it's probably the same situation.
Same with you? Shall we start feeling on your boobie?
Breast cancer. I still have it, but lumpectomy is there. And
Can you hear?
I don't know that I totally understood the part of the conflict between the survival and the trying to grow spiritually.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll talk about that some more.
Okay.
Okay. You want to grow spiritually, yes?
Oh,
Yeah. And if you grow spiritually, that means you change, right? Yeah. The survival instinct has decided that the only way it can guarantee you stay alive is if you don't do anything different.
Oh.
Yeah. Right? Because eating that berry didn't kill you, so it's safe to eat those berries. Those berries over there, we're not sure if those berries are safe. Don't eat the berries that you don't know are safe. Right? It's in your DNA. DNA. Don't eat the berries if you don't know they're safe. So that's why when somebody's like, how about some of that quinoa? You're like, I'm not sure about that quinoa stuff. Kind of looks like unsafe berries to me. right? Yeah. So trying new things is dangerous. This is just a fact. Now, some people are like, but what about those people who jump out of airplanes and bungee jump and all this stuff? Well, they're addicted to adrenaline mostly. So it's not trying something new to them. They're getting the adrenaline high just with different scenery. If you're not addicted to adrenaline, then doing something that's highly adrenalized is new for you, thus scary. Change is very hard on the human form because the survival instinct has learned a very long time ago and passed it down through generations. And all of your alternative expressions, which are what we call past and future lives, are saying, don't change, don't change, don't change, don't change, don't change. It will kill you. And somewhere deep in each of you is this truth. Change might kill me. So every time you want to make a change, especially a big change, like move house, move job, move person, like as in partner, there's that fear, I'm going to die if I do. Now, women, we work with lots of women, and because we're with Veronica, we have a different insight into the women thing. Women have this a lot with partners, right? If I leave him, where will I go? And sometimes I don't have a job, and I can't afford to pay for my rent by myself, and things like that come up. So it's really obvious that that change results in potential die. But smaller changes do the same thing to your survival instinct. So what's something you've wanted to change lately? Even something small. This is fun even with something small.
I would like to change. I want to live in the mountains.
Okay. This isn't mountains. We guess it's not.
I live more in the flat vineyard.
Okay, so you want to live in the mountains.
Area.
So where is in the mountains to you, if you named a city?
Well, where there's trees and where maybe there's a creek. And
Okay, so you want to move house.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I kind of like it where I am, but it's just...
That's the survival instinct. Her truth is, well, she said it. I want to live in the mountains. And then it's like, oh, I kind of like where I am. This is what you did. I kind of like where I am. Yeah. So is it true that you want to live someplace where...
I want more nature.
Okay, stop there. I want more nature, period. Short factual statements. This is another one of our tools. Or you can call it short factual observations if you prefer. I want to live where there's more nature, period. What does that bring up in you?
I don't know how.
We were just going to say how is the word. How? Yeah. So how, the answer to how is step by step, small steps. Clarifying that it's really a dream that you want to make feel more real instead of that thing that you did. Yeah. So how becomes, what we like to encourage people to do is to very small step by step. In your case, it might be look in the newspaper or drive around looking for rent signs or something that makes it feel more real. The part that won't let you do that, or was unlikely to let you do that, is the part that we're talking about, the survival instinct, that says to you, you won't be able to afford it. How will you move? What about changing all your bills and stuff? That's a pain in the ass. I don't think I want to do that. And all of that is back in your head someplace. It's all the survival instinct throwing little bombs on you, bombs on your dream. Because wherever you're living now, even if you don't like it, familiar suffering is almost always chosen over change, unless you're a conscious person really, really striving to make growth in your life. You will choose familiar suffering. So the familiar suffering of staying in your current residence wins over the challenge of change, we call it. Unless it doesn't, until it doesn't. So the question is, where do you want to live? Start with an I statement, please. I
want to live in nature.
Yes. Period. You feel how different that is in your body this time. And then when how, what, when, who, all try to get in your brain, you don't listen to them. You just repeat, I want to live in nature. And when all that chatter doesn't take up your brain, what does get to come in is insight about how to make that reality possible, because you're a creator. And when the survival instinct isn't filling up your brain, you have room. Shocking. It's not a huge thing. But there is something extraordinarily powerful, like we talked about with you, about just saying, I'm in conflict. I want to live in nature. That doesn't get attached to all the shit that survival instinct brings with it, the who, what, when, why, how I don't think I can afford it. All my friends will think I'm crazy, whatever it comes up.
How do you stop the chatter?
Yeah, you stop the chatter by coming every week for 3 years. No. This is one of our big things we work on, is looking at how to stop the chatter, because we don't know how old you are, but we'd imagine you have several decades of practice at the chatter. You all do. So you've already learned that. Now you get to learn another way of doing it. So for you, what we would say is catching yourself in the chatter. A fun way to do this, we're not sure anyone's ever actually done this, but we hold out hope someone someday will. You get yourself a big piece of paper and you stick it on the wall and you put yourself a marker there. And every time you catch yourself in the chatter, you make a tick mark. We know no one will do this because the paper would be filled and you'd be, mortified by yourself. We don't ever want you to be mean to yourself. In fact, it's our only rule. You can't be mean to yourself. However, we do want you to see how frequently, it's an externalization of how frequently the mind chatter wins. This moment never comes again. And that's not lack, it's just fact, right? This moment never comes again. And if you're going to give it away to the past or to the future or to fear, you've given away something you'll never get back. That's why the moment's so powerful. There's a lot of woo-woo talk about the moment, right? Be in the moment, be in the moment. Almost no one tells you how. They just say do it, like it's something easy. It's not easy, because we'll tell you right now, the survival instinct hates the moment. It's the scariest place on the planet for the survival instinct. Because if the survival instinct isn't reflecting on the past to make sure that you keep a real good accounting of what has and has not killed you, or projecting into the future to imagine what might kill you, it doesn't know what to do. So when you're actually in the moment, the survival instinct is the quietest. And the way you get into the moment is by living your life in a fashion where step by step equals very small steps. If you're making too big of steps, the survival instinct will be loud, or your confusion will be great. So a small step might be, this is our famous small step. What is your left eyebrow doing? What is your left eyebrow doing right now?
Sitting there.
Imagine that. And you can always go back to what is my left eyebrow doing. No matter where you are or what you're doing, if you feel yourself projected out of the moment or super confused, what's my left big toe doing? Immediately brings you into your body.
So that'll stop the chatter.
It does have that effect, we've noticed. It has the effect of stopping the chatter, and then there's a gap. And how you use the gap is extraordinarily important, right? You get into the body, you get into the moment. The survival instinct somehow hasn't noticed. It's lagging, so you've got a moment. You've got a little gap. Do you look for an adrenaline-based response? See, you are trained by your body to look for adrenaline as to prove you're alive. You're addicted to it, maybe not as much as people who like to bungee jump, but you're addicted to adrenaline response. Adrenaline says, I'm alive. So when you get in fear, you're in adrenaline. Okay, I'm alive. I'm worried. I'm fretting. I'm alive. I'm alive because I'm fretting. I'm worried. I'm confused. I have no idea where I'm going to pay my bills. That tells you you're alive. But you're not living. You're fretting. So what's my left eyebrow doing? Oh my God, there's a moment here where I'm not fretting and I'm not worried and I am still alive. What do I do with this moment? Ask for insight. Open to ahas. Don't think. If you catch yourself thinking, you're only going to think about the past or the future. You can't think about the moment, usually. Actually, you can't. You can be in the moment. You can't think about the moment. And there's all that, the be in the moment, right? We're sure there's some bumper stickers in town that say that. Maybe more than one on your car, right? Be in the moment. And you're like, it's a great idea. Haven't ever met anybody who knows how.
What is your left eyebrow doing? And ask for inspiration? No,
Yeah.
ask for...
We like to say insight for your soul.
Insight.
Because our big thing is, look, this is the deal. You're evolving the human form through this process we're discussing, giving yourself the ability to in-soul the human form, which means to have the soul's wisdom while still running around in the physical body, having sex and other good things like that, eating quinoa. Is that how you say it, quinoa? Did we say it right? Quinoa? Veronica didn't eat that shit. Anyway, so we don't know nothing about that. So actually we think she did buy some, but we're like, might be bad berries. Anyway. You're here, we believe. This is our premise. You're here, and you've done a series of lifetimes up to this point to get to the opportunity to say, I'm conscious enough to receive wisdom from my soul while walking in the human form, to really own the fact that you create your reality. Now, you do create your reality. You create your reality through your reactions to the experiences you're having. That's the whole thing about create your reality. It's not like someday I'm going to wiggle my nose like that chick on TV when I was a kid, dingle, 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 and things will pop up in my life. That's not creating your reality. That's instantaneous manifestation down the road a little. We got to get creating your reality down first. Because I'll tell you, if you go, woo, and something pops up, you're going to freak out with the survival instinct and run. So that's not ready yet. But you can create your reality by your reactions to your creations. Owning your reactions to your creations. Like you. When you wake up in the morning, your creation is clearly to feel shitty. And you have a choice of how you're going to react to it. Own your reaction to your creation. That's how you create your reality. Look at you. You're like, wow, really? It actually works. We've seen it with hundreds of people. It's amazing, isn't it? Your reaction to your creation. So here's your creation. I want to live in the woods or the mountains. Mountains. I want to live in the mountains, in nature. I want more nature around me, period. You have the option. We call it the railroad tracks, right? You're on the road tracks. I'm looking for the mountains. You can either go around survival instinct that says, don't you dare change, and who are you to think you deserve it anyway? Or you can go step by step. I'm going to confront. It really is a confrontation. I'm going to confront the survival instinct's responses in me, step by step, progressing as I explore what it brings up into me to actually look at that dream and move toward it.
Say that again?
Yeah. We're going to give you an example.
Okay.
So we don't know how you guys do it here, but in Veronica's town, you want some place to live. You rattle the coconut telegraph, which is tell all your friends, right? And you look in the paper. So they don't have good bulletin boards. Bet you guys got them beat on that too, huh?
Internet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you got Craigslist. What are we thinking?
Wacko.
Oh, that's right. You guys have Wacko. Haven't thought about Wacko in a while, have we? No, but you guys have Wacko. That's right. You've got your own Craigslist. Personal Craigslist environment. Okay, so you go on Wacko, you look around, you look at an ad. Let's say the ad's something outrageous, like $4,500 a month or something crazy, right? And you go, I can't afford that. There's no way. Oh my God, I bet it has pretty trees though. Oh my God, I can't afford that. Okay, I bet it's really nice. It might be what I want, but I can't afford that, right? This kind of dynamic happens. And maybe it's on a different type of subject, but money's always a good one to go with.
That sounded great.
Yeah, okay, you're clear on that with us?
I'm down.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so in that moment, use that ad as your teacher. That ad's your teacher. It's telling you what you believe to be true for you. And it's also telling you what you believe you should have to react to about that. So you see an ad that might be a pretty property, but it's out of your price range, and you go into lack. Instead of, wow, I'm really glad I found a neighborhood that has the kind of environment I like. Now maybe I can find something else in that neighborhood that's in my price range. Instead of it empowering you, you use it to disempower you, and by you we mean y'all, to disempower you. Survival instinct. Survival instinct. Oh, great, we can fuck her up on money. Yes, 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 yes. You have no idea. The survival instinct thinks that's the most powerful. It's like, money, fuck them up on money. Yeah, they're like, no, there's never a problem there. Even the rich people are fucked up about money. We haven't found anybody who's good on money yet. Some are better than others, but it's an easy example. It's kind of actually aiming for the cheap seats for us because it's like, no problem.
No brainer.
Use it to empower you. Use everything that you experience to empower you. You have a choice. And even if it makes you weep, it still empowered you to cry. It empowered you to cry. Because you were in the truth. Right? Here's my honest to God reaction, not resistance. When I see this ad, I think there's no way I could ever afford to live in that neighborhood. Okay, there's my truth. That's what I believe. Do I want to change that belief? Or can I just say it's okay to have that belief? We probably couldn't afford to live in Beverly Hills either. That doesn't hurt your feelings. Right? It's okay not to be able to live on Rodeo Drive next door to Gucci. You're not upset about that. But somehow it gets closer to home, closer to what you want. Then all of a sudden it becomes a big problem. We say you have brownish hair, right? If we said to you, dear God, you have the ugliest red hair we've ever seen, you think we're crazy. But if we say, dear God, you have the ugliest brownish hair we've ever seen, you feel bad. because we're insulting you and you're accepting our insult. But all we did was wah, 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 wah. And it was your decision whether we were crazy or whether we were right. You see, this is that fork in the road thing.
That's good too.
Yeah. We're full of them.
Yeah.
All right, you're done. Next person. Kim Joy. Right? Did we get it right? Yeah, that's good, huh? Is it warm in here to everyone else, or is it just because we're excited and moving around? You're okay? It's fun to not be strapped to the chair. We're feeling liberated because we're not normally at our other place. We're tied onto the chair. Plus, we like meeting new people and being in new places. Veronica's like, "Don't look out the window." She knows us too well because she knows that we're like, "Ooh, what is that up there?" She's like, "Don't even look in the garden place." Yeah. Yeah, everybody's all right, moving around a little, feeling stretchy. Yeah. Be sure you're breathing. Hit it. What you got?
I have, I've changed my life dramatically recently,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really excited about it. And I also am scared,
Mm-hmm.
like really scared.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've got to come up with a new work because my body doesn't want to do massage anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited about that because
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is,
Mhm.
but I'm really excited.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And my body's having reaction to it.
Mm-hmm.
I've got that left thing going.
Everybody's got that left thing going on. Can we touch you?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. First, we just have to say, we're wondering if we've met a massage therapist that doesn't have a body that's falling apart. We're trying to think of one.
Teach what you want to learn.
It's interesting that massage is rough on the body, and so many people go into massage, and then a few years later, they're like, my thumbs hurt.
16 years.
Okay. Change of occupation.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Huh?
I'm good with changing
Yeah,
it.
good. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So you moved house.
Yeah.
Did you stay in this area?
Yeah.
Okay. Same friends then?
Yeah.
Yeah. All these, some of these around here, these faces look familiar to you.
Yeah.
Same friends. That's nice. Different place. Why'd you move?
I went to Australia for love, and it didn't go well. But I'm really glad I went.
Good.
I learned a lot.
That's positive. We
Learned a
like that.
lot, yeah.
So you came back to the same place.
I came back to, I'm living with my brother now. I was living in my own place,
Mm-hmm.
had a practice out of that house,
Mhm.
and just kind of
Mhm.
not wanting to do that, wanting to scale back and not have quite the responsibility of having to sustain that kind of
Mm.
rent load, and
Sure.
want to spend more time with my niece and nephew and practice. I practice with Dina.
Oh, okay. You're involved in her work
Yeah.
too. Beautiful. Okay. So your question then is,
I have a feeling that there's something wanting to come out of me, wanting for me to express, and I feel like I've been holding on so tight and not.
yeah, it's right here too. What's going on here?
You tell me. I've been having stuff through my right in here for months,
Yeah.
and it's just.
Yeah, way more than the shoulder thing. I mean, you might have shoulders thing too. We got to get this out of the way. So when you went looking for love in Australia, were you also wanting a baby?
No.
For sure.
Yeah.
No baby. Just want a man or a
50.
woman
I
or
just
whatever.
turned 50.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm having a baby.
We don't. The age thing does not change the
No,
energetic
I
thing.
don't.
Yeah.
I wanted to have the happily ever after.
Oh.
Really, really wanted that bad.
Yeah.
And I fell
No
with that
happily
one,
ever
and I
after.
realized that that's not something I can expect out there. I need to
Mm-hmm.
do that one right here.
Amen.
So
We're just looking because it's fascinating. You know, it's almost always a safe bet that the baby thing is kicking up on some level with women. And if it's not the baby thing, and we believe you, we're just gonna.
I mean, I feel like there's a piece of work that wants to come
That's
out
what
of
we're
me,
saying.
and I
It's
just don't know
something
what it
come out of me.
is.
It's not like we made up the baby thing. She's saying the same words. There's something in this life that wants to come out of me, and I have problems in my torso. This, if there are boxes to tick off, right? We're at the doctor. Let's see, tick, tick, tick. But she doesn't want a baby.
No.
So something wants to be birthed.
Yeah.
Fair enough, right?
Yes.
And if it's not a baby.
Yeah.
How hard is it for you to say what your truth is?
It's getting easier and easier.
That's an interesting answer. So it's not easy yet? Or it hasn't been easy?
It depends on who I'm with, who I'm telling my truth to.
Because somebody who you have a hard time telling your truth to, why is it harder with them? Starts with an F, ends with ear.
Yeah. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't put any words in her mouth. We just put letters. Yeah. So you're afraid to tell your truth to certain people.
Yeah.
Okay, so pick a person. You don't have to say who they are, but in your mind, make it a boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
The boys are harder.
Of course, it's a boy. Yeah. We hesitate to call him a man. So this boy, right? Yeah, the boy that we're thinking of together cannot see this part of you. Mm-mm. Not allowed to. You can't let this part of you be present. This core of you, let's call it. This new birth, this new ideas, new energy. Yay, gonna start. Open up, happen. That is where you're holding there. This is where you're holding the birth of you, the birth of the new you, right? The birth of the new way of you want to be in the world. You're giving birth to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're pregnant with yourself in a non-creepy visual way. We don't want to think about it. No. We just want to say it. But it's the essence of the energy you're showing us. Okay, we can sit down now. We figured that out. You're pregnant with the new of you. And there are certain people in this world that cannot see you're pregnant, right? You're doing this number with your arms. I can't show you this burgeoning new me. Yeah. Those people can't be in your life.
Yeah.
You can't let that person be in your life. Mm-mm. And what does that make you feel?
Sad.
Yeah, we felt it. Mm-hmm. The question is, why are you sad to let a person out of your life who you will not let see the truth of you? It's 2 words. One starts with S and one starts with I. Survival instinct.
Okay.
Because it hasn't killed you. You might not find any better. I might not deserve any better.
He's in Australia.
Yeah. But what he represents, right?
Yeah.
That what he represents. The survival instinct says, okay, you had the happily ever after dream. You went to Australia. You fell flat on your face. You came back to Sebastopol. Here you are. And familiar suffering wins. So let's do some more familiar suffering. And you're like, but I want to give birth to myself. Yeah. And that requires change. Yeah. So
it's so interesting to me the degree to which the happily ever after, that whole being saved, I'm going to meet a man and he's going to save me.
Yeah.
That whole fantasy, I'll call it nicely. It just, it's there. It's so in me. Even though I'm going, oh, there you are again, and there you are again, and there you are again, and there you are. I'm like,
Veronica met a woman once who hated Walt Disney. She's like, I hate that fucker Walt Disney. He taught me someday my prince would come.
Oh, it's Mama.
Yeah.
Mama told me my prince would come.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Did she have a prince?
Yeah, she did.
Oh.
And my sister found her prince. Lives in a castle now. And so I've got all this representation for that. But it's not my path. There's something else that I'm supposed to, other than making house for some guy,
Because your castle is not built on the foundation of Walt Disney. It's built on the foundation of truth. You will know when your prince has come when your truth is all you want him to know about you. And when you can say your truth, even if you're afraid of how he'll react, but you still know that it's more important to you to say your truth than anything else. That's a true prince on a white horse with a shiny sword and the whole bit, is the man who wants to know what your truth is.
Yeah. And in the meantime,
This is
I
emotional.
want to get on with it.
Yeah.
I want
So the way you get on with it is by knowing what your truth is. And when you can't share your truth with someone, you go, oh, I gotta go. Like literally, I gotta go. You get the really strong truth-o-meter.
Yeah.
Your truth-o-meter is very strong.
Like when I speak into what's exciting me and what's bringing me alive, and they kind of glaze over, I'm like, bye.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what, you can experiment before you actually say bye. The experiment we call mad scientist is to say, wow, you know, I'm really learning to live my truth. And my truth is you're sort of glazing over. And I want to know why. Because that's my truth as well, is under having a conception about your reaction right now rather than just dumping you. That courage to say, your reaction is unexpected. How are you feeling? And you're inviting their truth. And you're inviting their truth from a place of non-trigger. Like, I'm not triggered by your reaction. I just am curious about it. That's a tough one to pull off. We think you actually could do it. Because some people don't want to hear, well, I think you're pie in the sky right now. And then if someone said to you, well, I was kind of getting bored with your story because it seems like fantasy, guaranteed their survival instinct is triggered by your idea of change. So what you do is you go, yeah, you know, it hasn't been easy. But there's just something about me. I can't stop thinking about it, so I know it's my path, and I'm taking small steps toward it because that helps me not be afraid. And then you know what you do? You liberate them to have a different relationship to their fears. That's the emanation of truth, is it liberates people to have a different relationship to their experience, which is a great gift to give the world. And you don't have to mind yourself about what their reaction is. You just emanate it, you know. You're the person wearing the red hat, we call it. You're walking down the street wearing a very cool red hat. People see you and like, wow, red hat. I think I look good in a red hat. I think I'm going to get myself a red hat. Right? All you did was walk down the street feeling good about you, and you inspired someone to feel good about themselves. Now, another person could say, God damn it, if red hats come back in style, I'm going to slit my wrists. That might happen too. Neither one's your business.
No.
Your business is doing this thing. And your gut, literally, you're going to trust your gut.
Yes.
Because your gut's going to start telling you when you're around people, places, and things that are not letting you feel comfortable expressing your truth. And by feel comfortable, we don't mean happy, happy, joy, joy, bunnies and rainbows. Because happy, happy, joy, joy, bunnies and rainbows is fantasy land. Expressing your truth is usually triggering. It's usually challenging. But it's so rewarding. Because at the end of it, you go, yeah, there's nothing I have to clean up. There's nothing I have to fix. All I did was say, my authenticity, that's a hard word for us, authenticity expressed is my greatest gift and my only responsibility. My authenticity expressed is my greatest gift and my only responsibility. I'm not responsible for anybody else's experience of it or reaction to it, but I have a self-generated requirement to be in the authenticity of me. And when you think about Mr. Australia, we would like you to think about him in terms of, that's right, that's where that's right, I learned what my truth is and my truth is not present there. So you stop thinking about him being the prince that got away, or the prince that somehow was wrong but I thought he was right, or whatever head trip you have about it. And you re-language it based on your truth. My truth is I tried it. My truth is I couldn't be my truth there. I want to only be where my truth can be.
We're on different paths.
No. Do not go making a light worker excuse for this. See her energy?
But it is.
Wait, hang on. You're okay. Hold that thought. Because did you see her energy change? Did you guys feel it? She went, oh, but we're on different paths. No. Yeah, you're on different paths. So is everybody else in this room. That's just a woo-woo talk for, I got to make myself feel better about the fact that it didn't work out. The fucking thing is it didn't work out because your truth couldn't be expressed there. So we want you to have a more, shoulders back, feet under shoulders kind of response to it. It's not, we're on different paths and I wish him the best and many blessings and all that. It's, the truth of the matter is, I couldn't express my truth in his presence. End of thought. Because anything else is going to be hamster wheel, it's going to be Walt Disney, it's going to tie you up into that, when will I find my prince? And all that shit is, you've done it, and you need to leave it behind. Because your words weren't triggering just now, but what it did to your energetic system, we cannot stand for. Okay. We won't stand for it on your behalf.
Thank you.
We call it lighting the torch, right? If we were building a house, and it was like 40% done, right? And someone inadvertently drove a bulldozer into it and knocked one wall down. Oops. We could probably get a team together and we could fix it and we could still stay on our track for getting the house done by September. If, in fact, someone lit a torch and burned the whole thing to the ground, we might have a little bit of a hard time staying on track for September. It's okay to bulldozer around occasionally energetically, but you were lighting the torch, meaning you were going to burn what you've done down to the ground with that energetic path that you started to go down. So be really careful about that. Somehow having to see a good outcome for him in your mind or project that, well, it's all for the best anyway, or any of those kind of generalizations. Come back to the truth is, I discovered I couldn't be in my truth with that man. And build, that's foundation, that's bedrock. Can you feel the difference? Yeah. So you don't have to make it okay.
I'm so good at that, though.
Yes, we can tell. We can tell a lot about that. Don't do that. Because what you want to do is build bedrock for you. Trust in your gut. Not, oh, well, I've been a massage therapist for 16 years and I've fixed it for everybody. You've made it perfect for everybody else. Now it's time to make it good for you. Mm-hmm. And good is sometimes triggering.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Go forth and make good for you.
Thank you.
How's our time, Ms. Mary George? We haven't eaten much chocolate.
It's been about 55 minutes.
Oh, good. We have plenty more to go. Who's next? And apparently that's not a boy because he stepped right up. Come sit right down here and let's see what's going on with you. We like that when a woman calls for a man and one gets up. Yeah. Would someone be so kind as to fill this bottle? Somehow we drank it all and didn't know it. Please tell us your name again.
Terry.
Terry. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I am good.
Excellent. What's your question, Terry?
My question is, I have been experiencing all kinds of variations of shaking and vibration in my body. And it is very transformative. And I feel like I'm connecting to a bigger shaking in the universe that I'm plugging into, and I'm wanting to know the most efficient way to have that be love in my experience.
Ooh, so many places to start from. One, may we touch you?
Yes.
Because there's a hip thing, so we're just going to check out this hip thing while you're visiting with us. Do you have pain here?
No.
Good. I always like when there's not pain where we feel energy, because that means it hasn't gotten out of hand yet. Right? Isn't that nice? Energetic blockage that hasn't resulted in pain yet. Ha ha.
There has been pain previously.
Yeah. So we'll see what we can do on that. So you have vibration in your body, and you want to connect to the vibration of the universe at large. And you want to turn it into love? Is that how your question went? We got distracted by the hip, so you can finish that last part for us again.
That is what I said, because ultimately that's what I want. But I guess I'm looking for a more practical way to share this experience with others.
Why? Why can't you keep it for your very own self?
I feel a calling.
Okay. We were just curious. That was no so big opening necessarily. We just like when you guys have a commitment to something, to have some clarity about where that commitment comes from. It's interesting to us. Plus, it makes your energy field do things, and we're looking at you. So right now we're just looking at your pelvis, and there's The receipt of this vibration, this energy, we'll call it, coming in the left side, right? That's where you guys get it. It's just the way the body works. It wants to receive up things up the left side. Of course, you feel vibration on both sides of your feet, but run with it, because this is how it shows up in your body. So what we're seeing happening is, as it comes through, it gets through your knee pretty good, which is nice, because you don't want knee problems. Those are just a bitch. And then as it comes in, we're not going to touch you there, because Veronica's like, we're not touching his wangy. It goes into you're near your wangy, and we're going to have to use Veronica as an example, because she's like, no, I don't care if he says yes or not. So it's coming in, it's coming up nicely through the knee, and as it gets into here, it's kind of, instead of going up into your chakra system, right, instead of moving up into the center of you, which is where you would be able to express and share it from, right? That's what you're desiring. We want to see it hit all your chakras so you can express this, but we'll get to that in a minute. It's hitting your pelvis region right there, your groin, I guess that's the right word for it. And for some reason, it's tying up in your groin. So, do you feel that? Does that resonate with you at all? We can feel it if you can't.
I do feel that.
Yeah.
I don't feel it as a...
It's not a negative. It's not a
Yeah,
negative.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's not a negative. We should have clarified that from the beginning. It's there, right? So it's sort of stopped right here. And that's kind of an interesting place. We're not sure we've ever seen anybody stop energy right there before. But why we think you're stopping it there is because if it goes any further, it's in the chakra system. And if it's in the chakra system, it's going to get shared, and I don't even know what it is. And I don't know how, what, when, why, where, who, and how much do you charge, or do you take a love donation for it, right? There's like this a whole big story attached to once it gets into the chakra system. Can you feel into that? Yeah. Yeah. And you said you had left hip problems before. Tell us a bit about that.
I have had chronic hip problems that prevented me from even walking comfortably.
So what happens is something new comes in, and you guys all have this, right? You get that layer of the onion effect, right? Stuff that has, what you call it in chiropractic, retracing, right? It comes up again. Let's look at it one more time, see what happens. And luckily, or fortunately, or wisely, you're not causing pain, but you are putting the energy there. I mean, we can feel it in us, so that's like, pretty intense. What we'd like you to do is to attempt to drop preconceived notions about this, right? Attempt to drop that, I feel a calling to share so it looks like XYZ. That's what we really see making this start to flow. In fact, it's flowing already. It just changed right when we said that. So what happens is then it can get into, and it's going to start in your second chakra and go up. And what's interesting is most people, when they think about doing something as a business or even as a calling, right, they want it in their root chakra because that's money, safety, security. You actually are not worried so much about money, safety, security. You're more worried about missing your calling or missing your boat or getting to the end of your life and going, did I do anything important enough? Where's my important enough? And you've done many important things, but you're always still going, maybe there's something more important I could have done or I should be doing, right? Yeah. So it's fascinating. We love seeing that you're skipping the first chakra. It will go up and then come back down, so it'll hit it eventually. Because it shows that this is what you might want to refer to as a true calling. It is something that you want to do as an offering to the world, not as a transportation. That's not the right word. Mechanism in the world. You're not doing it to get. You're doing it to give. Does that make better sense? Okay. So that's just interesting pattern of the energy. Energy goes in the second chakra, the relationship chakra. They're relating to the other parts of the world. So what we'd like you to do is just hold your awareness of the energy, whether or not you feel it at this moment, whenever you do this exercise, whenever you're feeling this energy, hold it in your second chakra, and don't have preconceived notions. This is the big thing for you. Don't have this vision of service or this vision of doing good in the world. Have, I'm here today with this vibration in my second chakra, knowing that it's emanating into the world. So you want to make sure you're not coding it with the emanation of service, coding it with the emanation other people would be of, like money, coding it with fear, coding it with survival instinct. Let it be as pure as possible. I feel this vibration. I don't know what it is. I don't understand it. It doesn't have a name. I don't know what to do with it. However, I can feel it in my second chakra today. That truth. Back to truth, right? We keep coming back to truth. Back to truth. Let it come up to your third chakra, power chakra. I can let it tell me something about myself in the world today. And it could be, my name is, and I have a vibrating third chakra. Right? Doesn't have to be anything bigger than that. That doorway to truth. It's come up a lot today. The doorway to truth is a powerful place. Awareness is 90% of it. Healing, transformation, dealing with vibrating energy from the cosmos. Awareness is 90% of the game. Awareness and non-resistance to the truth. Big, big, big change. Bring it up into your heart chakra. Now we're starting to get real. Real life. Because that vibration is going to knock around all your preconceived notions about love, responsibility, connection to others, oneness, wholeness, beingness. All of that is going to get knocked around by this energy. Because this is a stirring up kind of energy. So, what preconceived notions do I have about male-female or male-male or female-female relationships? What preconceived notions do I have about mother-son, mother-daughter, father-daughter, father-son? Excuse us. Preconceived notions. That's your big buzzword. What preconceived notions do I have? Because we really believe this is coming in to stir up your chakra system so you can reanalyze all your preconceived notions about success and failure and relationships and love and sex and money and you name it. So use that vibration as it goes up through your chakras to bring awareness to what your preconceived notions are about those different places in you. The beautiful thing is, if your preconceived notions can be left behind and truth can be what you offer, that's the blessing, right? We said it earlier. That's the blessing you offer, emanating your truth. My truth is I've tapped into a cosmic force, and rather than coat it with a bunch of bullshit, I'm going to let the cosmic force be infused with humanity and let out into the world. So you're like a translation matrix for this energy. Just like we're using Veronica as a translation matrix, right? You're letting this vibratory force translate, and it wants to know a human side, or it would just come in, zip. Why is it going in you? Because it wants to experience humanity as it expresses. But we want, really, please want, you to not cover it with a bunch of crappy human stuff, fears and all that, and instead let it authentically. And you have the way to authentically experience human is to accept the truth of human, right? We've talked about it a lot today, so you've had a lot of examples. Mm-hmm. And the greatest thing about this is even if you say, God, we're going to use money, even though it's not your big thing, we're still going to do it. I'm really freaked out about money, and I've got this like cosmic force coming through me that Elohim said I'm not supposed to fuck up. And the truth of me is I'm worried about paying my taxes. And that is going to flavor this cosmic energy in this moment. And that's okay. Because it's your truth. If instead you were doing, I'm worried about paying my taxes, but you're not supposed to think about money, and money is not only energy, and it's just an exchange, and oh my God, it's going to buy bombs, fuck, right? And that coats the energy. You see how different that is? Mm-hmm. Now, if your energy is, oh my God, my taxes buy bombs, that really bugs me, okay, that's your truth. But it's not that resistance to accepting what your truth is. Does everyone get that? Because that's the big difference. We don't care what your truth is. Your truth can be even something that you despise, but so long as you accept your despising of it. I hate the fact that I have green nostril hair, but I'm not going to be in resistance of my green nostril hair anymore. I'm going to be in acceptance of my hatred of it. Is the most liberating thing you can do. When you resist your truth is when we see you cut your legs off energetically. Accept it. We say it this way. Focusing on your shadow, people sometimes think, if I focus on my shadow side, I'm creating more shadow. No. When you focus on your shadow, you're creating consciousness because you're being conscious. Awareness of your shadow is consciousness. Hello? Is that sinking in? Awareness of your shadow is consciousness. Hiding your shadow is ugly, ugly, ugly energy. Really ugly energy. The resistance of your shadow or the denial of your shadow or the hiding from your shadow, we see cause more energetic problems than anything else. So if you're going to hate, hate consciously. I'm conscious that I absolutely hate that my taxes go to buy bombs. Okay. Rather than, oh, when I pay those fucking taxes, I know they're probably using it to buy bombs. God damn it. What the fuck? See the difference? Mm-hmm. And then you go, okay, well, what do I want to do about it? Well, I'm going to just sit with my truth for a little while. Before I do a damn thing, I want to become comfortable with knowing my truth. And that's what we'd like you to do, is work this energy in your chakras and be comfortable with how you feel it, play with it, experiment with it. It's like throwing clay pots. You know, throw the pot and see what you get out of it. And someday, someone will come up to you at the grocery store. You know, you'll be there at the Whole Foods, and someone will say, God, you know, you seem different to me today. And you'll be like, this thing happened to me, and it was really cool. And then that's the next little step. You don't have to do. You don't have to do on this. You're doing enough. Because, woo, right? That's plenty. Plenty of doing. Doing full speed. Full speed doing. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Can you feel that?
Yep.
You want to say anything else?
No.
What we'd like you to also do is, as you were contemplating that energy started to clog up in your groin again. So some of this kind of stretchy exercise when you're checking into this energy, you know, just to help you be conscious. Any sort of comfortable movement you can do. You know, we don't want you to hurt yourself. So even if it's just move your foot, right? There's this recognition that the energy tends to clog there. Mm-hmm. And we really just think it's because, oh God, if I let it into my chakra system, what will happen next? Might be part
survival,
of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, the survival. And also you feel that calling, and how do I put that calling into action? We see that mess up a lot of people because they're like, oh my God, I'm hearing voices. I'm getting information from my guides. I did a badass tarot reading for myself. Oh my God, how do you start a tarot reading business? You know, and they come to us and they ask us a question like, what should my business name be? And we're like, back down a little. Come back. Mm-hmm. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, good. That was fun.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. The chair is empty. Okay, Adam. Veronica remembers your name because Adam Lambert is her favorite, so that's why she was teasing you earlier about your name, because she actually can remember it. She only knows like 2 people's name in the whole room, and yours, and she's never met you before.
Oh, thank you.
You have an easy to remember name for her. Not everybody does. What's up with you?
Trying to figure out if it's okay to do certain kinds of work.
Define okay.
Again, I have that life calling thing that wants to feel that here to, really be in that that ecstatic purpose of why you're here.
Yeah.
And I've had that in my life, and so it didn't. Again, it felt like it was more for me than giving out. And now the works that I'm looking at seem to be more about what I would enjoy, but also that there's giving out with it too. Mm-hmm. So there was sadness about letting go of kind of what I really felt like I wanted to do, but it was more about.
Which was what?
That was acting.
Uh-huh. And you let go of that because?
Pretty much. Because I've been at it most of my life, and a lot of dead ends with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what are the things you're considering now?
I'm considering working in a daycare center, and also going back to school for psychology. Mm. It's
interesting spectrum. We see the similarities, though, energetically.
Yeah, maybe even being a waiter.
What are you doing now?
I just did a Vipassana retreat for 10 days. Mm-hmm.
What are you doing for employment?
Unemployment.
Unemployment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we like that answer.
Yeah.
What are you doing for employment? Unemployment. We thought you said employment, like you were going, oh, that's what you want to know. But you had said unemployment.
Unemployment.
Which we've never gotten that answer before. So we like that answer. That's an interesting new answer.
Thank you. Feels kind of monk-like.
Feels kind of monk-like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're giving off a little bit of the monk vibe. Just let us sit here for a moment with you. What do you wish we would say to you right now? Like if you could rub the genie and have the genie say something to you, what would you love to hear us say?
What would I love to hear you say?
About this question. Should be more specific, huh?
Are you on the right path? Just being uncertain with some of these things, maybe.
Oh, yeah, well, that's an easy one for us to say. Because, of course, we're not saying you're on the wrong path, period. You're on the path of you. So that is, you're on the path of you, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the truth. You're on the path of you. You're confused. You're uncertain. You're disappointed. You have a lot of options that appeal to you that you haven't decided which one is. Sounds human to us. Mm-hmm. So you're on the right path of you. What's the other thing you would like us to say to you? Anything you'd want on this subject, right? So the big fantasy answer. If we had a wish to grant you.
What will you... Let's see. What will I really be embodied in that I can actually be successful with? Yeah.
So here's the answer. Ready? Right now. Now this moment. Mm-hmm. Now this moment. Oh, this one too. Oh, another moment came. Here you are, being successful, being embodied. We mean that. It may sound like we're being flippant, but we're not. The truth of the matter is you're here to be the truth of you, which you're being very authentically right now. You said, I feel like a monk. I'm on unemployment. I went to this retreat. I have these interests.
Yeah, that all feels good.
All that is true.
Yeah.
You haven't said anything yet that we've had to correct. Truth, 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 truth. Now, here it comes. We don't have a drum. Drum roll. There's probably 5 drums around if we just look for it. Thank you. You're good at that. We can keep you around.
So the survival thing?
Got another one. Oh, that one's always there, though. But we don't want to repeat ourselves too much. Outcome. Outcome. Mm. The thing is you think about outcome, and outcome has a picture. And that picture is success. You've said the word success. I want a successful outcome. Mm-hmm. I want to know what that successful outcome where my heart's desire is happening and my calling is expressed. Yeah. And this is a yearning that's familiar to us and common. And probably everyone in the room has a tinge of it or is obsessed by it. Mm-hmm. The difficulty is when that yearning gets attached to a preconceived notion kind of thing, like we were talked about earlier, that looks like an outcome, because that outcome is, 1, so far away, and 2, created from only your mind, typically. Mm. That's the dangerous part. A successful outcome is something that only your brain has thought about. It hasn't been insight from your soul. It hasn't been ahas. And it is... Success is something realized in hindsight. Mm-hmm. Right? In hindsight, you'll know, oh my God, that was success. Mm. And we'll tell you right now that this moment is success. Because you're sitting here in your truth in front of a group of people, some of whom you may know, some of whom you don't know. You certainly don't know us. Speaking your truth. Mm-hmm. To us, that's success. Mm-hmm. Now, you're like, yeah, it'd be great to be able to pay my rent too. Which is what it comes down to. And that's when the survival instinct, of course, gets into you a little bit. But we'll tell you, we've always seen truth expressed lead to ideas that will be believed to be success. Truth expressed leads to success. It's rhymes and it's cute, but we hate saying the word success without defining it, because it's really easy to have a twisted version of what success is. So for you, defining what success is, it sounds like success looked like an acting career. And now that you feel like that's not an option, success is undefined in you. You know? Mm-hmm. Fulfillment. Passion. Clarity. truth.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you're right, because I do feel successful every day, really.
Yeah. So what your challenge is letting go of preconceived notions about outcome, not actually feeling successful. So in an outcome, which is on the list of our least favorite words, along with but and just, is your Achilles heel. Outcome. And the way you get out of being an outcome is to be in step by step. Because when you're in a big outcome, chances are survival instincts got a hold of you. So whenever you're in outcome, it's got to look like this. And the thing that will convince you guys not to be an outcome is when we tell you that if you perceive an outcome right now, you're not perceiving it with the greatest version of you. Because between you and that time, which is outcome time, you will grow. Thus, your outcome must evolve along with your evolution. Thus, it's always the carrot that's out there in front of the doggy, right? Or the whatever. What does they have? Carrots go with...
Dangling.
Carrots go with donkeys, yeah. What goes with the metal bunny? Oh, the bunny goes with the dogs. That's right.
Bunny guy.
Bunnies go with dogs at the dog race, right? They got the metal bunny. That's always... They never catch that damn bunny. That's like outcome.
Do I have any hip thing or knee thing or anything?
We'll have to look next. But you do have an outcome thing. And the outcome thing is really the greatest way to use step by step is this. Imagine that you have a circle filled with paving stones, round paving stones, and they're all very close to each other. That kind of a thing, yeah? And you're in the middle. And you have a preconceived notion that the outcome you're looking for is straight ahead. 5 steps on the steps straight ahead. That's outcome. That's success. The way most people use this idea is they go, okay, blinders on. I need to make 5 steps north, let's call it, to get to outcome. And as they make those 5 steps, they're changing the whole way, but they're not letting their vision of what successful outcome is to evolve. So what we like to see is you take 1 step north because you kind of feel like that direction's a good direction. And then the new stepping stone you're on becomes the center again. And you ask yourself, now that I'm a changed being, because you are, and this is not hard for you because you're an actor, so you're good at sort of these different roles and realizing that change is a little bit easier for you to kind of try on the costume of, I'm a new person now today. I talked to Eloheim, so I'm a new person. My hair fell out. I'm a new person, right? That's your new center. What is my truth now? You know, now that I think about outcome and success, and I recognize I'm not looking for that success that I saw northbound, I think I need to take a step to the east. You take a step to the east, that becomes your new center. And then you evaluate again, and you evaluate again, and you evaluate again. And you allow yourself to constantly be checking in with what is my truth, what is my truth, what is my truth, what is my truth. That's how you can do it. Is imagine each step you take brings you to the center of you, and then you evaluate. Because you're not goal-based outcome, got to get over there to prove I love myself or that I'm a good person or whatever. You can keep coming into the center of you and the truth of you.
Well, that's usually where I live. That's why I usually don't venture out towards goals and things like that.
Yet you feel like you sort of need a goal now because things are changing for you.
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
So what we'd like to see you do is to say, my goal is to take the truth of me into a confrontation with the survival instinct as I contemplate a career change.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be focusing on acting. I'm either going to be a waiter, a psychologist, or a daycare worker. So sit down with each of those and say, how do I feel like my truth expresses being a waiter? How do I feel like my truth, we'll just use the waiter. How do I feel like my truth expresses being a waiter? Right? You ask yourself that. Well, I like to be around people. I like to talk to people. I like food, whatever your truth is. And then you let yourself see how then knowing that truth might change your feelings about being a waiter. And then we'll go to the one where you have to go to school, right? Because that's kind of a big deal. That's a commitment, years of going to school. How do I feel about being a student? Not how do I feel about the outcome I'm seeking. How do I feel like do I feel like I want to go to class every day? Do I feel like I want to, deal with people who are half my age?
Right.
Do I feel like I want to, deal with professors who are half my age? Do I want to feel like, feel into it in a moment by moment way?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're good at that. So that's not going to be hard for you. And as we're saying that, it really does trigger your second chakra, because that's the chakra where we call that the in and out chakra. Not the way you're thinking. Although let's think that, because it's fun. That your heart chakra is only the out chakra. Radical thought, we know, but this is our belief. That's how the truth of you goes into the world. The second chakra is your in and out chakra. That's where you relate to people, right? Which is great, because then you don't have to be all worried about someone hurting your heart. They don't get in. You only go out. Your love goes out. They go in and out your second chakra, which, you got a lot more resources around. People are usually really good at defending their second chakra or having boundaries about their second chakra. It's when you confuse that people get into your heart. You emanate your truth from your heart, and you let people come in lower in your chakra system. So as we were talking, you asked, do I have a hip thing or something? You have a second chakra thing now, because we fired it up by asking you all those questions. So you can let yourself say, when I let my heart open and I let the truth of me out into the world, just like my pheromones go out into the world without me controlling it, so does the truth of me. When I imagine people coming in as children at the daycare, as people at the restaurant, as people at school, which one of those feels like the truth of me is going to be received well? And that circle is going to feel, it's going to rejuvenate me to receive that energy back. Can you feel that? Your heart opens up, you receive energy in, and it comes into a circle kind of thing. Where do I want to be receiving? Whose energy do I want to be receiving? Where are you? About the man thing. Whose energy do I want to be receiving? Well, I only want to be receiving energy that reflects the truth of me. Whether they hate it or like it, at least it can be there. Yeah. So that when it comes back, it's acceptance of the truth of you. Whether they hate it or like it, they're still saying, yeah, I want you to be the truth of you. And that's the question. What of those three environments feels like the truth of you can show up the most?
Well, it's funny, because now it's kind of like there's somewhat, with this Vipassana practice, it feels like there's not a huge preference for different types of energies. It's like I have this new center with it all. So it's kind of like there's not this a version of this or that or that.
Isn't it nice not to have to pick from aversion? You can pick from attraction instead. Ooh.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Let's pick from attraction rather than having to pick from, well, I know I don't like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're picking from attraction.
Yeah.
And allowing what you're attracted to inform you. And all three might attract you. Okay, so get a job as a waiter, get a job at the daycare, and go to school. Those are not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Right? Those are not mutually exclusive tasks. Wait at night, go to kids in the day, and go to school in between. It could happen, or different days of the week. And play with them all like you're juggling balls and seeing which one, seeing what happens.
Yeah,
There's this freedom that you really do have, you all have, but you actually can do this. This freedom to say, I can be neutrally observant about all until one, using my free will, rises in me in a new way.
Yeah.
Because neutral observation is one of our favorite things. There it is. Purple shirt. Pink shirt. Purple shirt. Pink shirt. Oh, you know what? I got shoes that match that. I like that one better.
Right.
Not pink is wrong and purple's good. Purple has something, a feeding me thing that's going on. And in Veronica's case, poof, I get shoes that match. That feeds me, right? Pink makes me look like I'm washed out. Don't like to look washed out. Don't want the pink shirt. Pink's not wrong. Looks cute on him, right? So that's the thing. It's not wrong to have a preference. We love to say it this way. Vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream. I like chocolate. Does not mean I hate vanilla. Or that vanilla is bad or wrong or evil, the evil flavor, right? It just means I have a preference. I have a preference for chocolate. And the great thing is that someday when vanilla comes around, if you haven't put a big old charge about hating vanilla, then if you feel like some vanilla ice cream, you can have some without it being a real energetic Now, it's funny when it's an example of ice cream, but all things fall into that. Where is your preference? We say, don't, have a preference, don't have a judgment. Judgment, something has to be wrong in order for you to feel comfortable being right. If instead you just say, I have free will and a body, and today I want vanilla ice cream, and that's just that, and everyone goes, oh, you don't like vanilla. Like, well, today I do.
Can I ask you one more question?
Of course you can.
How did you create the solar system?
We're not going to answer that question today at the very end of a meeting in a new group when Veronica's tired. You got to ask questions like that from the very beginning when she's fresh.
All right. Okay.
You know how we did it? We did it through intention, appreciation, what you guys like to call love, but not the romantic kind, that deep knowing that you're all one, even if you can't feel it, and from sort of a devilish sense of humor. Because platypus, come on, right? Dinosaurs, for reals? Yeah, let's make them big, right? Let's make them little. Let's make them fly. Let's make them swim. Yeah, let's kill them all off. Woohoo! I mean, if you could do it, you would, and you will. That's the great thing. Ascend the human form, and you can make your own solar system. And we're not kidding about that. We think the time is about ticked away, hasn't it? Yeah, good. Because usually Veronica's like, she's our clock. There's only so far it goes before it gets tired.
Thank you.
But yeah, all your creations come from the same place ours did. Having the idea, monitoring your triggers, allowing yourself to have a different reaction, a non-habitual reaction, confronting that survival instinct thing, and allowing yourself to be consistent in choosing for a higher version rather than the same old, hasn't killed me yet version of you. All right? It was a joy being with all of you. Thank you for your openness and your willingness to share and be involved energetically. And that's about all we have to say. Yep. Bye-bye.